Hi guys, welcome back to the I Don't Even Know podcast. I'm Em, hope you're doing well. Today I'm here for the Sex Lives of College Girls, Season 3, Episode 9. The second to last episode, we officially have one episode left. We don't know if we're getting renewed or not. At this point, I see it going both ways. I think we have a higher chance of getting canceled than we do of getting renewed. I don't know why, I just feel like we do. I don't know the numbers or like how well it's been doing. I don't keep up with that. And like I feel like if it was doing really well, I would maybe hear about it, but I don't follow a lot of people who watch the show, or if I do, they don't talk about it. I heard a lot about the show back when Renee was on it. Of course, because like that's why a lot of people started the show, I think. I mean, that might have not been it, but I know it gained more attention because of her and like when she was starting her music career. And now I haven't really seen anything. Like I have to look it up if I want to find something. Like, I think so far this season, since Renee left, I've only seen 2 tweets that like I haven't like looked up about the show on my feed. So I don't know if that's necessarily a good or bad thing, because there are probably a ton of people who watch the show who I just don't like, who aren't just popping up. Also, because I don't like watch a lot of like edits of the show or stuff like that, and so like that might just be the case. But I feel like I would hear more about it if it had a higher chance of getting renewed. And it's also because it's Max, or yeah, Max. I was about to call it HBO, which it was. But because it's Max, I feel like we don't know. Because I'm thinking about Pretty Little Liars, Original Sin, and like Summer School, the reboot. And it was really fucking popular on Max. It was like number 1, or at least in the top 5 every week after an episode would drop. It was trending, like the viewing went up. People were talking about it, and I was seeing a lot of it on my feed because I followed quite a few people, but also just because people were talking about it. And also like the cast was really interactive on social media, so that helped. And they got canceled after 2 seasons, and I feel like majority of people thought we had a season 3 in the bag, like even the cast, because of how much it was getting talked about, how well it was doing with numbers. And of course it got canceled. And so I feel like you can't guarantee anything. Even if you have like really high numbers, you could get canceled. Like, it happens all the time, especially now. And I've talked about it, but like in this day and age, we get canceled. Or not we get canceled. They cancel shit left and right, even if it's popular. Or even if a show has been going on for years and years and deserves a proper ending, they cancel it and then leave us on a cliffhanger. Thankfully, this is not that show. They most likely will leave us on a cliffhanger, but it hasn't been going on forever, so like it's different. But I feel like no show is safe, no matter how popular it is. It's like there are shows that I'm watching, and I know they're popular. I know they're some of the best on the network. They're doing really well. They're pulling numbers. They're pulling streaming. Like, they're doing a good-ass job. But I am on edge until we get that, like, the news. Because you never know what they're gonna do. Like, I'm so serious. Like, for example, Stranger Things. It's like, yes, it's one of the most popular shows probably ever, honestly. It might be. But, like, on Netflix and stuff. But I was worried we were gonna get canceled. Because it was taking so long for season 4. Like, before they announced when season 4 was dropping, or like that it was released in 2 parts, and they announced season 5, before they did like officially announce season 5 and that it would be the last one, I thought we were fucked. I thought it was getting canceled. It's like, it really just doesn't matter how well a show is, you have a risk of getting canceled no matter what. And I think with the fact that a lot of people stopped watching the show with Renee gone, it lost like, not like its feel, it still has the same feel, but lost like that. I think there is a really high chance we're getting canceled, but I have hope. I have hope until it gets canceled, guys. I need to keep telling myself that because there's some stuff I still want to happen. And I want, whatever they get canceled, I want Renee to come back in the finale. And, I mean, she's not going to be next episode. Like, there's no way. And it's most likely going to end on a cliffhanger. And I would like to know if we're getting canceled before next week. Just because, or, like, next episode at least. Because I would like to know that we're not getting any more episodes going into the cliffhanger. I feel like I will accept the cliffhanger more, depending on what it is, if I know. You know what I mean? I feel like I'll accept it more. Because I hate ending on a cliffhanger and then anticipating a renewal and then shows get canceled. I'm so scarred from so many damn shows ending like that. Or just getting canceled and ending on, like, good terms. You know? Like, I'll never accept a show getting canceled. Let's be real. But I feel like this show, it has potential to go on for a long time, even without Renee. Like, they showed they could do it. Like, the first, like, episode, I was kind of unsure just because I was really missing her. But then as they moved on, I really had a good time this season. I really enjoyed it. And they have the potential to go on for a couple more seasons. Like, I think at least 5 seasons they could do. Like, maybe more, but I think, not even least, I think 5 seasons is a good amount for the show. Kind of. But then I also think 8 because we could get each semester. I think I said that at one point. Like, 8 for each semester, but I feel like the least I want is, like, 5. Because they have the potential. Like, comedy usually has the potential to go on for multiple seasons. Unless the writers are absolute trash. But, like, a lot of comedy shows, they go on for a really fucking long time. Like, a long-ass time. Like, I'm thinking of Friends, because that's the only one I can think of. Or in The Office. Like, they went on for such a long time, because you can keep writing shit. Like, I think comedy, in a way, is easier than drama. Even though this is comedy and drama. But then also, you have to make sure you're actually being funny, so I don't know. But I think it has the chance to go far. And Max just has to, like, believe in it. And I don't know if they do. And also, I don't know how long, like, Max originals will go on for. I don't. Because I don't watch a lot of Max originals. I just know the comedy shows on network usually go on for long periods of time. And I don't know about Max. So, who knows? I feel like we're honestly not going to find out for a couple months. And we're going to end on a fucking cliffhanger. And I have some theories about the cliffhanger. And I'm kind of nervous. I think, after this episode specifically, I've thought about it for a while. And I kind of thought maybe Taylor relapsing, it was going to be the cliffhanger, which after this episode, it might be. But now, I think it could be Kimberly's nudes getting leaked. And I'm going to kill everyone. Because this episode proved to me one thing that I already kind of knew. Men fucking suck. Besides Cooper, to be fair. He's the only, chill one. All the other men, trash. I mean, okay, to be fair, Kaden was fine too. But Brian and Arvin, absolute garbage. I mean, I already said Arvin was garbage last week. But, I'm going to say it again. Because last week I was mentally unstable because there was the death in my family. I still am mentally unstable, but I'm doing better now. And I'll say this again. That man is dog shit. It's even more after this episode. First, oh my gosh. I could go on for this for so long like I did last episode. First, he basically slut shames her. He doesn't say it, but, he does. React in your head if you're going to make a big deal about someone's body count. But don't do it like that in front of them because that makes them feel so shitty. So shitty. 20 is not that high. And who the fuck cares? It's not you and you didn't get a fucking disease. I get if you were pissed off later because you found out you got, an STI or something. But he didn't. He confirmed, he took the test and, and he's fine. And he's, wants to move past it. First, I think him doing that, in telling her like that was so fucked up. Yes, of course, get tested if you have sex with someone who's had sex with other people. Like, 100%, even if it's protected sex, you never know. Like, you know, like, you can still get pregnant with condoms. I'm not sure about birth control. I feel like you might be able to. But I know for sure condoms. Like, it can still happen. Like, you always need to get tested if you have sex with other people who have had sex. You always need to get tested. But the fact that he, like, was mad about it or wasn't ready to let it go until then because he thought that she like, gave him a fucking disease. Like, first ask her. Like, she literally said to the girls, she got tested all the fucking time, which is kind of funny, but also responsible. Like, good for her. Yes, she was fucking around, fucking, like, literally every man, but not really every man because it was 20 people, but fucking a lot. And girl was smart enough to get tested to make sure she didn't spread it. Like, honestly, I thought maybe, like, when I was thinking about it last week, Arvin was thrown off because maybe he thought he, like, caught a disease and, like, something like that. But no, it's just, he's a piece of trash. He's embarrassed for himself to be associated with her because he knows that she's fucked around. It's not even, like, something, I think yes, it's, like, the amount of people, but it's not even that he, like, it might embarrass her. He doesn't want to embarrass himself. Like, he doesn't give a shit about her. Literally. Like, when their first scene came up this episode and I found out they were still together and she didn't dump his ass right then, I was so pissed off. I'm like, Bella, honey, I know you like the man and it's a good relationship for you, or at least it was, but you need to dump him. He is such a piece of shit. Like, he does not want her to go far. He literally does not give a shit about her. I'm sorry. Like, if you're an Arvin fan, I'm sorry. Like, yeah, he, like, was a decent guy, but after this, he lost all my respect, and he's a piece of shit. Like, for a bit, I was okay that they were kind of, not brushing past it, but he was moving on, and I thought maybe it would be fine now, and he wouldn't give her a hard time. But then, when, like, she was talking to him about going to the next SIP storytelling show, and talking about funny sex stories she's had, because she likes to make people laugh, and, like, she wants to, like, kind of, like, empower women, and, like do that. And he was like, why would you do that? Like, I don't want you doing that. And it wasn't even because, like I said, it wasn't because he didn't want her to get embarrassed. He was embarrassed, and he didn't want to be associated with that. He's embarrassed for himself. Like, he didn't want to ruin his image. I'm like, okay, this has nothing to do with you. Like, yes, you're dating her, but I don't think people care if you're dating someone who's had sex a lot and is talking about her sex life. I don't think people care about that. Because it's not like that she's going in full detail of every single, like, action they did. She's literally talking about, like, embarrassing things the guys have done. Like, funny things the guys have done when she's had sex with them. She's not talking about you. She is talking about herself, but mostly other people. It's like, what's the point? And also, she's found something she's passionate about, like comedy. She's finally going back to it, like, finding her love for it. Let's give it to her. Like, damn, you're supposed to be a supportive guy, and she's been so supportive to you, and then she finds something she wants to do, and you're like, I don't feel comfortable with this. Okay, go cry about it in a corner. Like, it would be different if he was worried about her and didn't want, like, it to affect her. But he just cares about himself. Like, Bella is totally fine with, like, sharing these things. Because I feel like so many girls don't talk about it. Because, like, they'll get slut-shamed. And, like, she's doing it. And, like, I think it's perfect. And, like, the girls talking about, like, the double standard of, like, guys freaking out over girls having, like, when girls have, like, a high-ish body count, or, like, probably, like, double digits, and then the guys have, like, an insane body count, and the girls don't care. It's, like, double standard. Like, come on now. Let's not be a pain in the ass. Like, I really thought we were only getting one dumbass boyfriend this season, or, like, at least this episode, But then we got two with Brian. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I wasn't certain about Brian. I thought he was going to get to her in some way and fuck up the symposium. But then when they actually went to the teacher to, like, tell them or tell her that they were together, which was so weird, and, like, writing the closing statement of their relationship, that was crazy. But, like, when they went to her about that, I was like, okay, maybe he's serious. Like, maybe he's fine. I still was unsure. I thought he was gonna, like, get to her. But, like, she was like, I just don't want any mess. Like, I don't want to have to keep people out. Like, stuff. Which I get. I think it's probably not the best thing to date someone. But, or, like, in the symposium. But, like, I was gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Because he seemed like a good guy for her. Like, they matched each other's energy. Especially after last episode. And, like, with this, when they were having sex. I mean, Kim gets turned on. Or, not Kim. Kimberly gets turned on by, like, the brain and, like, your knowledge on shit and, like, weird stuff like that. And he has that. A lot of the guys she's hooked up with in the past don't have it. They just have the look. He knows shit. He's smart. And so that turns her on. That turns him on. It was perfect. I was like, okay, you know, like, I'll give it to them. I feel like he's gonna do something stupid. But, like, I'll give it to him. The second that man texted, like, he was horny and, like, asked for a picture, I knew shit was gonna happen. Like, I knew it. Even with, like, the promo, I was hesitant, but then I thought, I don't know, maybe Kimberly just did it on her own. But the fact, when you ask for one, or when a guy asks for one, no. Like, let's not. Like, the second I saw that text, I was like, girl, don't do it. Like, I knew she was, cause the promo, but I'm like, girl, please, like, do not fuck this up. And I'm happy she was, like, taking it seriously, and, like, kind of, I mean, she didn't look, but, you know, like, the effort was there, where she, like, cut off her face, or, like, did it so you can see her face, like, did it in a background so they wouldn't see, like, that is smart, because you never, like, with nudes, like, they're gonna come out, so, like, never show your face or personal things, okay, in the back. Like, if you're gonna send it, like, you do whatever, but, like, make sure that they're not gonna be able to tell it to you, like, okay. And, like, I was proud of her because she said that. I was like, okay, cool, like, we're fine, like, we'll be good. Of course, the live, and they could see your face and the diploma in the background. I was like, okay, like, this is going to be an issue, but maybe he's not going to realize it's a live photo. Like, maybe we'll be fine. Maybe he's a good guy, and I'm just being paranoid, and everything will be jolly and good, and we can move on with our lives. And, like, I don't blame Kimberly for going over there and talking to him and being like, can you delete the photos? Like, please, like, blah, blah. Like, can I watch you do it? Because, like, yeah, like, you don't want, like, that to come out. Like, especially her, because her record's clean. But, like, no one wants some shit like that to go around the internet, like, ever. Like, I mean, some people might, but, like, majority of the people, they don't. And no matter who the guy is, you need to actually see them, because some can be sneaky motherfuckers, and they can do some shit. And I don't blame her for asking to watch him. But the way he got so fucking defensive really pissed me off. Because I'm like, bro, it's logical why she wants that. Completely understandable. Like, men fuck around and do stupid shit. She wants to make sure that you actually delete it and, like, proof. You need proof. And it's, like, of her body, so she should be able to, like, he should have been understanding. Because he's smart, and, like, I thought maybe he would be like, oh, yeah, totally, I get it. But, like, when he was getting defensive, I was like, okay. Like, I don't know how to feel. Like, I'm not really a big fan of him right now. Like, let's not piss me off. I was kind of like, okay, like, why are we being defensive? And he did it. And, like, she was like, okay, cool. But when she left, I was like, girl, or even before she left and was like, okay, bye. I was like, girl, first of all, dump his ass because he's being really shady. But also, I was like, girl, iCloud, you have the store, like, that, what is it? I don't know. I know I have to delete it for scene packs when I edit. But, like, you have to go to, when you go to iPhone storage and text messages, you can see like, attachments that you sent in the past. So, like, there's that. He could save it from that. iCloud, all that shit, like, you could always get it back, like, because of that. So you need to figure that out. And I was like, girl, you're so smart. Why did you think about that? Like, shout out to Leela. Oh my gosh, why can I never say her name? It's Leela, right? Or Leela. Yeah, it's Leela. I think. If I'm wrong, fucking kill me. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me. But Leela, like, I'm so happy that she talked to Kimberly and was like, iCloud, like, this stuff. And, like, yeah, I want to think Brian is a decent guy and, like, not do something, but you can never trust them, no matter how nice they are. Like, never. And you would think the smarter ones are the more understanding and like, the nicer guys, but sometimes the smartest ones are the most shady. You cannot trust smart. No, I feel awful for saying that, but you cannot trust smart guys in, like, some ways. Because, like I said, they're smart. They know how to get shit back. Like, he probably, even if he deleted it from, like, iCloud and, like, that storage thing, he's smart enough. He could probably get it back. Or he, like, knows a hacker who could get it back. I don't know. But I'm just surprised Kimberly didn't think about that. It's like, I get it was in the moment, and she is smart, but sometimes she's a bit clueless with, like, this kind of stuff. So, like, I guess because she's never had to experience it. I mean, personally, I haven't either. I've never sent nude. Let's be real. I've never taken a picture of myself naked, like that either. Like, I just don't do that. Like, I just don't. But I know how to, like, delete stuff from cloud. I know about that stuff because I have to delete stuff for storage because, like I said, my 3-hour-long scene packs that I have on my phone, or right now I think I have 6 hours. No, I think it's like 12 hours of scene packs, or, like, worth of scene packs, maybe more, on my phone. So, like, I have to know about this shit to, like, save my storage because I'm running very low right now. But, like, I would think she would know about that. But, like, it's fine. I'm just happy she has Leela because, like, it's, like, she needs someone like that. I feel like maybe the girls would have thought about it, but then I'm not really sure. So, like, that's why I'm happy she has her, because you need a friend like that. Especially when you're that clueless about this type of shit, you need someone like that to be like, okay, like, did you see that? And, like, I get Kimberly wants to trust him, but I'm happy, like, Leela went with her to make sure, like, she saw it all. And him getting so defensive was such a red flag, because he got even more defensive then and was like, I thought you were going to apologize. I'm like, bitch, apologize for what? She had every right. That is a picture of her. Of her. Yes, she sent it to you with consent. And, like, yeah, like, not even with consent. She literally sent it to you on purpose. Like, yes. But it's of her. It's of her body. And if someone sends a picture of, like, their body and they ask you to delete it, you should be a decent enough human being to delete it. Okay? I'm just saying. I don't know why I'm getting so into this. Oh my gosh. But you should. It's common sense. Like, if someone asks you, it's not of you. You fucking delete that. Okay? So, like, the fact he was like, oh my gosh, I thought you were gonna apologize. Like, why are you being like this? Like, oh my gosh, you don't trust me. It's like, yeah. Here's the thing. I would literally not trust anyone. Like, okay? If I said something shit like that. Like, the only person I think I would trust with that, like, of actually, like, deleting something completely that I asked is my best friend. And first of all, I would, like, never, because I don't send her anything weird like that. And, like, I don't send her anything that would need to get deleted. But, like, she is the only person I would trust. Like, I would not trust any man. Any. Like, literally no one. And I wouldn't even trust my mom because she doesn't even know how to do it. So, like, she literally has, like, probably 10,000 pictures on her phone. And she doesn't delete any of them. So, like, I wouldn't trust her. But it's like, if you're sending someone anything, it's not just nudes. It's literally anything that you, like, and you ask them to delete. Like, you need to, like, watch them. You need to make sure they actually do it. It's, like, him getting defensive. Like, it's common sense. Like, you know how insane people are. And that's why I think he has it somewhere, like, on a flash drive or some shit. Like, I don't want him to, but I feel like he is, and that's going to be a thing at the end. Because you wouldn't get that defensive. It was such a red flag. And, like, the fact that he was refusing to do it, and he's like, oh, you don't trust me? Like, yeah, you should be understanding of that. Like, with, like, men in this day, like, in age, you should be understanding of, like, how insane they are and how stupid they are, and, like, they will do stupid shit. You should know that, because you're smart. Or you're supposed to be smart. Clearly, he's a fucking idiot. It's like, damn. So, like, the fact that they had to, like, or Leela actually had to, like, grab him and not strangle, but, like, kick him in the balls and, like, hold on to him so Kimberly could, like, use face recognition and bleed it. Like, that's crazy. And the fact that he might have showed Kevin, his roommate, is awful. Like, I don't think they actually confirmed if he did see it, but I feel like he might have seen it, and that's just, like, oh my gosh, why do men exist? Like, a good man would just keep that to himself, not show any of his friends, no matter how excited they are, and delete it from everything if someone asks. Like, that is a man. He is a boy. Like, a man would do the right thing. He's a piece of shit. It's like, and, like, he for sure has it somewhere else. Because, yes, they deleted iCloud, but I don't know if you delete from iCloud, because, to be fair, my iCloud doesn't work, so I don't even use it. But I think if you delete from iCloud, do you still have the attachments in your message app storage or data? Because that might be how it comes to play. Or he, like, has it on a flash drive somewhere, which is insane. Like, it's going to bite her in the ass. In some way. Like, they think they're safe. Like, they're not. They're not. And I know, like, they didn't show anything like that in the promo of, like, her getting upset over stuff. Not even stuff over it. But I think it's going to happen. They're just trying to hide it and, like, pretend it's all, like, good and fun. But I think it has to happen. Or that literally is going to be the finale, the cliffhanger. It's either going to be Taylor, like, but she already technically did. So I don't think it's going to be that. Maybe, like, Taylor having to go to the hospital again because of that. Or it's going to be the Kimberly seeing on the internet that her nudes are out. Like, damn. Men suck. Men literally are trash. Like, why? Okay, not men. Boys. Because, like I said, men would not do that. Real men wouldn't. Boys. Trash. If people wonder why I don't want to date. It's, first of all, I, like, literally don't talk to people. But it's also, I see shit like this, and I see the shit that happens in the real world, and I'm like, I don't want to see people. Like, or date. Like, people suck. Like, why do they exist? Why do we exist, man? Like, that's literally my question. Why do we exist? Like, why do I exist? Like, what the hell? Like, the only two decent men in this episode were Kanan and Cooper. Like, it was literally split in half. 2 of them were trash. 2 of them were good. And thankfully, the 2 that are good, actually, 1 of them that are good, I actually like. Here's the thing, I like Cooper and Casey. I think they're good. Casey has been growing on me a lot. We've seen some development. We've seen why she kind of is the way she is. And I think this episode, like, her losing her virginity at the end is going to help her. Except I feel like the cliffhanger might be she's, like, pregnant or something. But it's like, I think I've said this, like, her losing her virginity is going to help her get out of her comfort zone. It's going to help her, like, branch out. And now that she's the lead in the musical, like, she really is proving to everyone and just proving to herself that she is good enough. I know the musical director didn't want her to be the lead and she was against it, but Cooper, like, and everyone else were like, yeah, she should do it. So, like, I feel like it's a boost to her confidence that everyone else wanted her to do it, and the kind of, like, not that the director didn't. But, you know, she got it. And her and Cooper had sex, which is great. I was a bit nervous because I wasn't sure if they were actually gonna do it. I was shocked that Cooper was the one who called it off at first. To be fair, I didn't blame him in the moment because it was really awkward, but then finding out why he did it, like, made me feel a bit better. Like, I felt awful for her because she thought it was her. Like, I personally thought it was going to be, she was going to be the one that called it off because she wasn't going to be ready. But then when, like, it was all set up and they were doing it, and she kept, like, pausing to talk to him, and the Disney princess music in the background and, like, the lights, I kind of thought maybe he was going to do it because he was uncomfortable and he was going to say that and, like, ask if they could, like, turn off the music, like, do it somewhere else. Because, like, I get your first time sometimes it's supposed to be special, but, like, a lot of the times it isn't, or at least I've heard from people. And I get, like, she's always dreamed of, like, waiting till marriage, so, like, this fairy tale, like, thing, but it's not always like that. And she was kind of going a little much into it. Like, yeah, music, that's fine. Maybe not Disney princess music. Like, let's not do that. Like, I'm not saying hardcore music, but, like, something better than that. And, like, we don't need the what even is it? The thing on the bed? I don't even remember what it's called. I don't think is it a canopy? I don't know, but the pink thing she put on the bed. The lights, like, some lights maybe, but all of that was not needed. And I thought maybe he was going to get uncomfortable for that. But when he just said he can't, I was like, okay, like, what's going on? Is it because of that? But then when he said it wasn't, or he didn't say the reason, I was like, oh my gosh. Like, what did we do? Because I was so worried that was going to, like, hit her, and it was going to make her feel so self-conscious, because she already has self-esteem issues because of her parents and doesn't think she's good enough. But then that, and, like, also because she got cheated on, but, like, I thought that was going to push her over the edge. I was like, oh my gosh, like, let's not. And to find out later that the reason he didn't is he wasn't ready to take her virginity, and, like, it was because he didn't feel, not worthy, but, like, he didn't want to do it if she was for sure not ready. Like, he didn't want, not even the pressure, but, like, I don't know how to word it right, but it was, like, in good nature. It wasn't like he was just being a weird piece of shit. Like, he actually cares about her. And, like, I thought it was funny, though, like, she was trying to, like, avoid him, which I get, like, honestly, after something like that, I probably would try to avoid. I'm like, you literally, like, yeah, you can avoid him, but, like, it's gonna be hard, girl, because you literally have the musical with him. Like, yes, like, going late, leaving early might help, but if you're trying to make it in the show business, that's not really gonna work. And, like, the fact that she thought that, like, he didn't want her, and, like, he didn't want to talk to her, and, like, him just, like, proving, like, he is the perfect guy for her, or at least right now, we'll see what he does. It made me happy, and I'm happy for her, and I think it's good that they did do it, and she was ready, he was ready, because they talked, and he opened up to her, and then asked if, like, they could do it without the lights, and make it without the music, not make it a big deal, because, yeah, losing your virginity is a huge thing, but it doesn't always have to be, like, crazy romantic, or, like, you don't have to make a big deal out of it, you know? Like, sometimes, yeah, candles, but, like, the way she did it was a lot, especially the fact she had a picture of the sunset over the window, because she always dreamed of doing it at that time of day. It was kind of weird. So, I think it's good they waited. And as of right now, I like him. We'll see where it goes. I think somehow her having sex is gonna bite her in the ass. I don't think he filmed it. Here's the thing. I don't think he filmed it, which was a concern at one point. I don't think he did. But something's gonna happen. Like, I really do think she could get, like, pregnant. Because I think they used protection. I assume they did. I assume because she was waiting till marriage, she would actually think about that. Because obviously she's not married. Or, like, married. I feel like she would think about something like that. But you never know. Like, sometimes people forget, like, shit like that. Like, I know people who forget to, like, use protection all the time. Which to me is crazy. I mean, like, maybe in the moment you just forget. I don't know. But to me, I would, like, never, or at least I would think I would never forget. Because I don't want to get a sex disease. Like, I don't want to get a disease. And not only that, I don't want to have kids. Or at least right now. In general, I don't really want kids. Because I don't think I can handle that. But, like, I feel like that's something you don't forget. I don't know. I'm worried. Or she's going to have a pregnancy scared. She used protection. Like, they're going to do something with it. The fact that they waited this long to do it, to have her have sex, like, yes, she was growing, and they didn't want to, like, make it, like, all of a sudden, because that would be so out of character. But I think they're going to do something with it. I don't know. Gosh, damn. I don't know, because I don't know where anything's going. Like, with, like, next episode. I really don't. Like, the only thing I'm for certain of, which things could change, but is Kanan and Whitney. Like, they're going to become official and get back together, like, officially, for sure. This episode just proved it. It's like, here's the thing, I still don't want them together because of all the drama last season, and, like, the whole situation with Kimberly and how that played out. Like, I don't want them together, and I liked her and Isaiah. I thought he would be good for her. He was also really cute. I'm not saying Kanan isn't, but I just thought he would be good for her. And he seemed like a nice guy. And, like, I'm happy she broke up with him. Am I happy that she maybe did not tell him that she cheated? No. Because she said she broke things off with him. So I don't think she told him. But then also, this girl literally is convinced she didn't cheat. Which she literally did. She had a boyfriend, she kissed her ex. Like, that is cheating. Like, let's not get it twisted. Like, she literally did cheat. So, we have that to figure out. And I feel like maybe Isaiah's going to find out, and that's going to be a whole thing. Like, I don't want her to be with Isaiah if she's not happy and, like, is not 100%. Like, of course, I want her to be happy. I want her to be, like, in a relationship she wants to be in. But I feel like she's moving backwards. Like, just shit is falling apart for Whitney right now. Like, yes, her going to therapy was perfect. Like, she 100% needed. I've said this on here before. I've said this in multiple different episodes. And I've said this in episodes for this. But I think everyone needs therapy in some way. Even if you're not, like, necessarily depressed and struggling with your mental health. I just think everyone needs someone to talk to. Like, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I have a therapist. I've had her for 5 years. 5, I think. Right? I think 5. It might be 6 this year. I don't know. 5 or 6. And she's literally, like, one of my favorite people ever. I love talking to her. And it's, like, it's just so nice to have someone to talk to about literally anything. Like, we don't just talk about, like, my mental health. We talk about shows. We talk about pop culture. We talk about it all. So, like, I think everyone needs one in some way to talk about the shit they're going through, because you just need someone like that. And I, like, been thinking, like, with Whitney, she needs someone. Like, she's so stressed out. Like, she has, like, labs, she has classes, she has games, practices. Like, she just has so much and doesn't give time for herself. And that therapist literally telling her, first of all, you need to open up, because the way she's like, I don't want to talk about this, I don't want to talk about that, I don't want to talk about, like, no, you need to be, when you start therapy, like, yeah, you can be closed off at first, I was, but then you gradually need to, like, be more open and be like, yeah, okay, we can talk about that, I'm ready. Like, you have to get there. And I feel like maybe she will soon, or at least I'm hoping she will. I mean, who knows. But when she was, like, saying that, I was like, girl, like, you need a break. And I'm happy the therapist fucking said that to her. Like, and she's like, I can't take a break. It's like, or she's, like, saying, I want a break, but I can't take one. It's like, it's not a want, it's a need. Like, everyone needs a break at some point. Like, I think once a week, someone should have, like, a break from everything. Or just, or not even, like, a full day off. Just, like, a little time to themselves. You know, you always need that. And it's like, I feel bad because she was saying, I can't do it, like, but then there was, like, you need to do what you need to do for yourself. And I was so convinced the coach was going to be understanding, because yes, he's hard on her and he gave her such a hard time about skipping training or lifting or practice or whatever it was last episode, and he was the one who made her take steroids or pushed her to take steroids for her injury. I thought, like, he might be hard on her, but I think a good coach or a good teacher, a good professor, literally anyone, would be understanding about everyone needs a break, especially for their mental health. The fact that this man was really like, no, you can't do that. It's like, bitch, what the hell are you on about? Like, you want your players to be healthy. Physically, yes. To be physically healthy, you have to be mentally healthy as well. Everyone needs a break, okay? Like, in the fact that he was like, oh, like, you just, like, it's just a break because you want a break. It's like, no, she literally said, I need a break for my mental health. And he's like, I can't accept that. If you don't do this, if you miss one practice, you're out of playoffs. Which is crazy. Like, benching someone for needing a day off for their mental well-being should be criminal. I'm sorry, but it's so fucked up. And honestly, I don't blame her for quitting. Like, I feel bad because she loves soccer and she's so passionate about it and she's worked so hard. But, like, I don't blame her. I would want to fucking quit too if my coach was being like that and telling me, who gives a shit about your mental health? Like, who does? Like, what the hell? Like, I'm so happy. Like, I'm happy she did it just because she needed a break, like, from something. I said at one point she's going to quit something. Like, she's going to quit. I said at one point I think she's going to quit soccer. And, like, I didn't know if that was actually going to happen. But here's the thing. I feel bad because I know she's passionate about it. But I'm happy because she needs this break. And maybe next year she'll come back. Or next semester if they have her. Or because they have to have a meeting for it next episode. Maybe they'll let her, like, stay on the team with missing practice for her mental health. I don't know. It's just the fact that damn coach gave her such a hard time. She had a panic attack, like, broke my heart. Like, seeing people have panic attacks upsets me so much because I get it. Like, I have them too all the time. And it's just so sad to see. Especially because, like, she was trying to do something for herself. And he didn't let her. And that's one of the reasons I liked Kanan this episode, because the way he, like, found her, like, as she was walking out, because I thought maybe he wasn't going to be in this episode, but, like, she was walking out, like, hyperventilating, she couldn't breathe, like, she was really struggling, and he was like, what's wrong, and she's like, I'm having a panic attack, like, or anxiety attack, like, I don't have my weighted blanket, can you lay on me? First, that was a bit weird. I was like, okay, like, sure, like, as long as that's what you need. But the fact he actually did that in public in front of a ton of people was crazy. Literally laid on her as a weighted blanket to have her calm down. And it helped. Apparently weighted blankets help. I don't know. I used one once, not on purpose. My brother has one. And, like, I used it because there was no other blanket. I didn't like it because I could not move, and that gave me anxiety. So, like, personally, I'm not a big fan, but I know they help a lot of people. And the fact that he was, like, literally her weighted blanket is kind of cute, but then I'm still unsure. In their last scene of them laying in bed and him using the weighted blanket to see what it was like, and them cuddling, kissing, that was cute. And so, like, I'll see. I just think it's kind of, like, stupid that they're back together. Like, I just think they're not doing her character justice, because, like, her development from last season, or, like, the season finale until now, has been shit, because she was, like, on high, like, no, dating, and then she started dating a new guy, and, like, she's like, no, Kanan, like, I'm done, to go back with him after everything he did. I do think it's fucked up, but he might be the right person for her. I don't know. She's still pissing me off about everything. I hope she tells Isaiah, even though they're broken up. But I guess we'll see where they go. They're for sure getting together next episode. I don't know. They're for sure, like, they have to. Another thing I need next episode is literally Bella and Taylor talking about their feelings. Obviously, that's not going to happen because Taylor's with Ash, but I'm hoping I need them to get together, especially now that Arvind and Bella are broken up. Like, yeah, she's focused on, like, her storytelling and, like, doing all that, and Taylor's focused on her relationship, but I want them to be together. But I'm worried because we're not going to have as many scenes of them because Taylor's moving out and moving in with Ash, which is crazy to me, okay? Like, the fact that they've only been dating for a couple weeks, I think. Actually, I don't even know the timeline, but it hasn't been very long. And they're already moving in together is insane. Like, I know she's having issues with her roommate after she had a crush on her, thought she was gay, kissed her, turned out to be straight. Like, yes, I get it's awkward, but that doesn't mean move in with your girlfriend because she has an opening after a couple weeks of dating. Like, it's still new. Like, they don't know much. Like, I don't know if Ash knows that she's sober. Because, like, when Bella was, like, telling her, is it soon? Like, what about if you... Like, what if you relapse? Like, what about that? And she said, like, I don't have an urge with her. Like, I'm totally fine. But, I mean, she's gonna start. She literally relapsed at the... Or we didn't see her relapse at the end, but we know she's going to. Because she found out her mom's getting married and, like, all that. She hasn't talked to her mom in a while. And it's, you know, a lot. And, like, she went out. And I feel like if Bella was there, she would know she was going out to drink or get a drink. And she would stop her and, like, talk her through. I don't think Ash knows. And I feel like this is gonna be bad. Like, and here's the thing. I want Bella and Taylor together, obviously. But I first want Taylor to focus on herself. And, like, get to a point that she doesn't have the urge. And I don't know. I just hope Bella, like, goes to, like, the apartment to check up on her, even though she's not the FAF anymore, and, or at least her FAF, and just, like, sees what's going on and talks to her, or notices a change in her next episode, to be like, okay, we need to talk, what's going on, because I think one of the main reasons she didn't relapse until now was because of Bella. Bella was there helping her, pushing her towards those meetings, checking in on her, like, helping her through these things. Like, she was there with, and actually made her go to the meetings. That was part of the reason. And without her, like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if Ash knows yet, and Ash won't be pushing her towards the meetings because she might not know. I don't know. I'm nervous. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think that it's gonna end on her relapsing because we assume she already did. So my theory for next episode, even with the promo, because the promo didn't do me anything, I really don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. It's either going to be Kimberly's nudes being spread out, or what is it? Casey finding out she's pregnant or she's late, maybe got some sort of disease from Cooper. I hope that's not the case. But as I'm thinking about it, it could be like Bella's pregnant or some shit. Because that would be, like, insane to have her be pregnant with Arvin's baby. Like, after he gave her such a hard time with the body count, and then he ends up getting her pregnant. I feel like that could be a thing. But I think it's either going to be Casey because she was a virgin and it was such a big deal to wait till marriage. She's either going to have a pregnancy scare or actually be pregnant. Or Kimberly's nudes are going to be leaked. I feel like at some point they have to have some sort of pregnancy thing. And maybe they have and I just don't remember. I feel like somebody's going to need to get pregnant at some point. To make it, like, feel really like college. Like, obviously I don't want any of them to get pregnant because that's not great. Especially, like, I mean, like, having kids is great. Like, I'm not saying that. But, like, in college, unexpectedly, like, it's not great. So I hope that doesn't happen. But those are my theories for next week. So I think I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you so much for listening. And I'll see you guys for the season finale, episode 10, next week.